I think because it's very important for the advisor to let the client know that they're there, they're engaged, and they're able and ready to help. When people have life changes that involve their money, and most life changes do, like a divorce, like a death, like a job loss, or bad health, they need the help of the financial advisor to guide them about their money. I think the most that they're affected by is change in health, because that will mean whether they can work, how long they're going to live, or the whole question of retirement. People are so confused about retirement now. The people in their 60s who have not saved that much say, well, I guess I'll just keep working. Well, that's great, but you still don't know how long you're going to live. You don't know whether you're going to be healthy, and you really don't even know how much money you need for retirement. A sudden death is very difficult to deal with because it's not expected. You know, if somebody is 30, if somebody is 50 and they die, if somebody is 95 and they die, that's really no surprise. And most people, as they get older, recognize the fact that, in fact, everybody dies. So they start to plan. There's some sense of thought and structure put into death. Whereas for something that's more fluid, like health, or even like retirement, there's enough confusion and suddenness about the event that people aren't that planned about it. And they may have a lot of fantasies. I hear so much about, oh, well, it doesn't matter if I've saved enough because I can work. I can work until I'm 80 or 90. Well, that's great, as long as you're healthy and as long as your company will allow you to work that long. So there's so many unknowns. And because they're hard unknowns, nobody wants to think about them. So it's easy to just kind of avoid. Well, they don't want to be sympathetic because if they are, then guess what's going to happen? When things do not work out, the client is going to come back and say, but you supported me. You thought this was a great idea. And of course, that will make the financial advisor look very bad. On the other hand, if they come across too strong, like, you're really stupid if you do this, that's not good either. You need kind of a middle of the road, like, well, I can understand how exciting this investment sounds, but how about we take just a small portion of your money and do it and watch and see what happens. And then if it turns out well, you can always add more. Something like that is much more middle of the road and maintains the relationship and the confidence of the client without breaking the relationship. That's a great one. Sympathy is when you just feel sorry for somebody. Let's say one of your clients has lost a lot of money and you say, oh, I'm so sorry about that. Empathy is climbing into somebody else's shoes and experiencing what they're experiencing in those shoes. So if somebody's just lost $500,000, you're not going to, if you're empathic, the oh sorry seems very, very superficial. What you're going to feel is the overwhelming loss that this person is experiencing and the sense of being totally helpless and overwhelmed and feeling so badly that they did something that caused such a great loss. So if you can get into that sense of what the person is feeling, then I think you're a much better guide to them because you really know the pain of what they're experiencing. For quantitative people, sometimes they feel, what's the use of feeling? What's that going to do me? That doesn't add or subtract or multiply. So what I advise is to practice trying to be aware of what you're feeling, if you can accept the idea that knowing what you're feeling is a very important skill to have, particularly in dealing with other people. And I have a little cheat sheet about it. If you can think of, are you feeling glad, sad, mad, or bad? Just start with that. That's really simple. And if you can start to identify what you're feeling, that's one big step to becoming more empathic, because then you value your feelings. It'll translate to valuing other people's feelings more. Most people who are quantitative just value their quantitative abilities so much, they simply don't pay that much attention to their feelings. So it's my belief if they learn to focus on them, they will do just fine.